Why would a suburban HOA storm onto my ranch, call me a criminal, and try to steal my family's legacy? The crunch of gravel under tires ripped me from my focus as I lowered my rifle, the echo of my last shot still humming in the Texas air. 5 figures strutted onto my land, their crisp polo shirts and khakis screaming self-appointed power. They clutched clipboards like weapons, led by a tall woman, Karen Voss, her sharp face half hidden behind mirrored sunglasses. She jabbed a finger at me like I was some outlaw. "There he is," she snapped, voice cutting through the breeze. "He's shooting a gun illegally. We need the sheriff now." Before I could get a word out, she was on her phone, her tone shrill. "Officer, this is Karen Voss, president of Willow Creek Estates. We've got an armed man firing dangerously. We're in danger. Send help." I stood there, jaw tight, my mind racing. This was Saw Ranch, 40 acres handed down from my great-grandfather, settled long before their gated community was even a sketch on paper. I wasn't part of their HOA, wasn't anywhere near their perfect lawns. My fence line was clear as day. Yet here they were, 20 feet onto Saw soil, accusing me of crimes for target shooting, something every rancher around here's done for generations. "You're on private property," I said, keeping my rifle pointed at the ground, safety on, hands raised to show I wasn't a threat. "You're trespassing." Karen let out a scoff, her lips curling. "You're violating HOA rules. Firearms are banned. You'll be fined, and we'll have you gone if we have to." Sirens wailed in the distance, getting louder fast. My pulse hammered. This couldn't be real. My barn, my fields, my family's history surrounded me, but anger boiled up. They had no idea where they were standing. And now the sheriff was coming. This was about to get ugly. It all started 2 months back when I ditched my soul-sucking city job and moved back to the ranch my dad left me. I traded a cubicle for open land, a creaky farmhouse, and the kind of freedom you can't find in skyscrapers. Fixing fences, patching the barn, rebuilding the porch was hard work, but it felt like home. Then came Willow Creek Estates, a shiny new development of cookie-cutter homes and fake palms that popped up while I was gone. Their HOA acted like they owned the whole damn horizon. My ranch wasn't on their map, but that didn't stop them. First, they stuffed a letter in my mailbox illegal for them to touch, demanding I repaint my barn to match their aesthetic. I tossed it. Then, some guy named Ted, short and balding in loafers, showed up with a fake grin. "Come to our HOA meeting," he pushed. I told him I wasn't part of their club and had no interest. His smile dropped. "If you're our neighbor, you'll follow our rules." I shut the door, but I could feel the trouble brewing. Things got worse. A golf cart blocked my gate one morning. My mailbox got knocked over twice. Notes showed up, whining about my chickens, calling them unauthorized livestock. I stayed calm, thinking it was just petty nonsense. Then I set up a target range at the back of my property, metal targets against a hill, far from any houses, safe as it gets. Shooting with my dad was my childhood. The crack of the rifle, the ping of steel, it was peace. The first day out there felt like I was alive again. That night, I caught Karen watching me through binoculars from Willow Creek's gate. I waved. She didn't. The next day, a note in angry red ink showed up. "Weapons prohibited. Stop or face enforcement." I chuckled. Enforcement? What, a strongly worded letter? But now, with Karen and her crew on my land, calling me a danger, it wasn't funny. Sirens screamed closer, red and blue lights flashing through the pines. Karen stood there, smug, like she'd already won. I set my rifle down, but inside, I was a storm ready to break. A patrol car skidded up, kicking up dust. Deputy Harris, a stocky guy with a buzz cut, stepped out, hand on his holster. Karen rushed him. "Officer, that man's armed. He's a threat." Harris sized me up, then glanced at her crew, silent. He walked over. "Sir, put the weapon down. Step back." I did, laying the rifle on the ground, hands up. Karen's group whispered, pointing like I was some terrorist. "What's going on here?" Harris asked. Before I could answer, Karen cut in. He's shooting illegally. It's against HOA rules. We have kids. Harris turned to her, voice flat. This is a private property call, not a city issue. Karen's face turned beet red. He's within our boundaries. Harris looked at me. This your land? Yes, sir, I said. Family owned since 1890. He nodded, thinking. I held my breath. Then another cruiser roared in, lights blazing. Sheriff Ramsey stepped out, looking pissed. Broad-shouldered, gray hair under his hat, he slammed his door, dust swirling, and marched over, ignoring Karen's crew. You! He barked at me, finger jabbing. Stay there. Hands up. My heart pounded. He turned to Harris. Report. Harris stayed calm. She claims he's shooting illegally. Called it an active threat. Ramsey faced Karen. You made the call? She puffed up. Yes, Sheriff. I'm Karen Voss, HOA president. Arrest him for endangering us. Ramsey's eyes narrowed. Where's Willow Creek's boundary? Karen hesitated, pointing vaguely. This land touches our property. Ramsey looked at me. You own this? Yes, sir. Always have. He told Harris. Check the deed records. Harris jogged to his car, typing. Karen huffed. He's dangerous. He could have hit our kids. Ramsey's stare was cold. Ma'am, you're trespassing, making accusations with no proof. Hope he's lying, or you're in trouble. Karen's jaw dropped. Harris called out. Confirmed, Sheriff. This ranch is outside Willow Creek. Carter family land over a century. Ramsey's face hardened. You're on his property with no authority. Karen stammered. But the HOA, this ain't your sub-BVY shown. Ramsey snapped. Get off his land, or I'm citing you for trespassing. Karen's crew scattered, her face burning. This is outrageous, she shrieked. Ramsey pointed to the road. 30 seconds. She stormed off, her group trailing. Ramsey turned to me, softer. You okay, son? I nodded. Thanks, Sheriff. He chuckled. City folks think they can bully the world. You're fine. Put up some signs. I said I would, but as I grabbed my rifle, I saw Karen at the tree line with 2 others, filming me. A chill ran through me. This wasn't over. Next morning, my phone blew up with texts from friends. Saw you on the news. Channel 5 ran a story. Rogue gunman threatens HOA community. Edited footage showed me while VYing my rifle, though I'd only lowered it. Karen's tearful interview claimed I shot toward homes, endangering families, a flat-out lie. I drove to the sheriff's office, fuming. Ramsey was ready. Saw it. Got 100 calls. You're not in trouble yet, but they're stirring up a mess. In a back room, he showed me a map of my ranch. Clear boundaries. You're clean, but public opinion's a beast. They'll use fear, lawsuits, media. I felt sick. This is my home. He nodded. I'm with you, but they won't fight fair. Back at the ranch, news vans lined my fence. Reporters yelled. Did you threaten kids? You a militia? I ignored them, locking the gate. I called Mr. Evans, a retired lawyer friend of my dad's. Over coffee on the porch, he laid it out. It's about control. They want your land or to force you out. His plan: gather deeds, file trespassing complaints, and host a community open house to show the truth. Risky, but we had to fight back. I dug up titles, surveys, old photos from the 1920s. Evans filed against Karen for trespassing, harassment, defamation. We printed flyers. Carter Ranch Barbecue Open House. Posted them everywhere. Some folks scoffed at the gun guy, but others were curious. The morning of the barbecue, I found my fence slashed, "Get out," spray painted on my barn. I snapped photos, called Deputy Lane. He documented it, said pro-VYing it was Karen would be tough without witnesses. I patched the fence, scrubbed the graffiti, and set up for the event. Evans worked the smoker, tables covered with ranch photos. People showed up, ranchers, families, local shop owners. They saw chickens, grazing horses, kids playing, not some militia camp. I answered questions. No, I didn't shoot at homes. Targets are safe. Why not join the HOA? Because this is my land. Free. The crowd warmed, clapping. Then Karen's SUV rolled up. She marched in, designer clothes, heels sinking in the dirt, flanked by 2 lawyers. Unauthorized event, she shouted. You're endangering us. Evans stepped up. Private land. No HOA rules here. A lawyer shoved papers at me. Cease and desist. Municipal Code v. violation. Evans laughed. That's for parks, not private property. Karen shrieked. You'll be buried in lawsuits. She stormed off, lawyers scrambling. The crowd chuckled, but dread hit me. She wasn't bluffing. That night, a black SUV cruised by, tinted windows hiding the driver. I barely slept, every creak feeling like a threat. Morning brought another cut fence and a Willow Creek property sign staked in my dirt. I ripped it out, called Evans. They're claiming adverse possession, he warned. Flooding the city with complaints. His plan, more complaints, a public survey, a real news story. Surveyor Emily mapped my land, smirking as Karen watched from a sedan. Reporter Lisa filmed our side. Why not sell? She asked. This is home, I said. You don't run from bullies. The story aired, sparking support. Neighbors brought pies, helped fix fences. A rally formed, farmers, veterans, kids with signs. Hands off Carter land. Karen drove by, glaring, her power slipping. That night, 4 SUVs rolled up, private security in dark gear. Karen shouted, Sell or face consequences. I held my shotgun barrel down. Sheriff Ramsey's cruiser screeched in, crowd behind me. Step onto this land, and you're arrested, he barked. Karen ordered her guards to cut the fence. They hesitated. More sirens. State troopers. The guards bolted. Ramsey cuffed Karen. You're under arrest for harassment, trespassing, fraud, threats. She screamed. I'm important. He shot back. Not here. Cheers erupted. Lawsuits dropped. Karen was charged, banned from the HOA. Willow Creek signed a boundary agreement. The news called it a win for the little guy. On my porch, sun dipping low, I felt peace. The ranch stood. So did I.